Facebook versus conservatives. It's a theme we discussed last night with internet stars Diamond and Silk, who did get some good press today, and it came up on Capitol Hill during Senator Ted Cruz's questioning of Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg.
Gizmodo reported that Facebook had purposely and routinely suppressed conservative stories from trending news, has blocked a post of a Fox News reporter, has blocked over 24 Catholic pages, and most recently blocked Trump supporters Diamond and Silk's page with 1.2 million Facebook followers after determining their content and brand were, quote, unsafe to the community. Are you aware of any ad or page that has been taken down from Planned Parenthood?
Senator, I'm not, but let me just...
How about MoveOn.org?
Sorry?
How about MoveOn.org?
I'm not specifically aware of those.
How about
cases.
any Democratic candidate for office?
I'm not specifically aware. I mean, I'm not sure.
Joining me now for reaction is the American Spectator's Jeffrey Lord, continuing our Defending the First segment. Jeffrey, I thought that was a great exchange. He actually went on to say that he is concerned because Silicon Valley is very left, and he said it's a left of center place, and that's just what it is. And so he said we're very concerned about protecting and allowing all voices on the Facebook forum. But he didn't really have a good answer to Cruz, who he kind of met his match with Ted Cruz, about all these voices that are having trouble being heard. What was your reaction to that exchange?
Well, this is what concerns me. I mean, someone else on that panel asked him whether or not he could discuss the political leanings of his employees, and he said something to the effect that, well, he doesn't check them. The point is, Laura, he doesn't have to check them. He's getting his employees from a pool of people that he himself says are extremely left-leaning. That's what's going to happen here. And, you know, Laura, I have to laugh. This is the same argument that I was hearing when I was a teenager from people like Spiro Agnew, except it was about the technology of the day, which was CBS, ABC, and NBC. It is the same precise argument today, except we're dealing with Facebook or Google or Twitter or what have you. It doesn't change. What we're dealing with here are people who have a liberal bias, and I mean, Diamond and Silk, I could not believe that. I mean, I know Diamond and Silk. They're fabulous people. The notion that they are unsafe for the community, I mean, this is crazy. But that's the way the liberal mind works, and that's what you get.
Yeah, well, when they say
so
community...
So the question is, how do we deal with it?
Yeah, exactly. We're going to get to that in a second. But when they say community, they mean the liberal community. They're offensive and unsafe to the left-wing mindset that dominates in Silicon Valley and through most of California. And so they are very concerned about that. And they're very concerned about it catching on through perhaps increasing popularity of President Trump. And again, Zuckerberg, obviously, he's a really smart guy, but he did not have good answers when it came to those questions of why are these examples of conservative organizations, Ted Cruz rattled them all off, not getting adequate response on Facebook when their followers are not getting their notices. Why is that happening? Facebook always gives some mumbo jumbo answer. You don't get a good response.
Right. And we need to be candid here. In the case of Diamond and Silk, if they were African-American women who were liberal, no one at Facebook would have blinked when they posted something. The fact that they're African-American women who love Donald Trump, that's not supposed to happen, and so therefore they've got to be curbed. That's the real problem here.
So what do conservatives do, Jeffrey? Again, we're concerned about defending free expression, freedom of conscience, the First Amendment. These corporations are so big, they're like mini governments. They can control, they can keep out. So what do conservatives do? Do they just stop using Facebook? Do just delist on Facebook?
You know, I hate to go that route here. I mean, I just instinctively don't like this kind of thing. The boycotts and all of this. You know, I spoke to an advertiser who was boycotted several years ago by people who didn't like Rush Limbaugh, and he said to me This was not a boycott. This was an organized terror campaign. His life was threatened. His business was threatened. His employees were harassed.
But if conservatives want to be part of the social media, just stick to social media. If they want to be part of the social media, which is important for connecting with friends or advancing, your product lines or whatever it is, then Facebook is still really, really important. So is Instagram. So is Snapchat and all the other means of communication. I mean, and they're dominated by liberals. Today. So what do you do?
Right. He got a question today about who was his competition. And, of course, effectively the answer was he doesn't have any. I would certainly hope that there are conservatives out there who are young and enterprising and entrepreneurial-minded to challenge this. I mean, that certainly can be done over time. But other than that, at the moment, I think that your series here on Defending the First is excellent. We have got to publicize this, get the word out, whether it's on television or the internet or in print, and let people know how this game is working, because it's not a good one.
And I think that's right. And let's take Zuckerberg at his word. He wants all voices to be heard. He wants the community to be, their information to be, okay, take you at your word. Now let's see the proof. Jeffrey, thanks so much.